Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at replacing our Jones exhaust full bore mufflers with some Borla XS Pro. But basically, the Jones exhaust full bore mufflers, that's what we have on the car right now. They're kind of like a Flowmaster knockoff. They're a really good bang for the buck. They sound decent, a little bit raspier. And we're going to go with switching over to the Borla, part number 40359. So we're going to see the difference it makes on our Windsor 86 Mustang. So we're going to do this test idling at around 1,000 RPM. And next we're going to go behind the car and see what it reads. Somewhere around 85 decibels. So next we have 60 miles an hour, roughly 82, 83 decibels. And I don't think it's going to change. The exhaust tone might change a bit with the Borla mufflers, but thought I would just check to see if the interior noise level changed. So like I said, without anybody talking, it's roughly 82 decibels. Alright guys, here's the full bore Jones exhaust mufflers. It's kind of hard to see, but alright, just a quick comparison on the two mufflers. They're virtually the same length overall from one end to the other. The body, well, I guess it's the lip of this Borla. It just makes it look a little longer than the Jones exhaust, but they're virtually the same size. I think the offset of the inlet and outlet are just a bit wider than on the Borla. Now, I'm really glad I made this upgrade because from a performance point of view, I don't care what anyone says, I don't think airflow likes walls and, you know, different chambers to go through as well as easy as this. Obviously, it's not fair to compare a straight through muffler to something like this, but you know, I'm just looking at how many CFM that this muffler is capable of flowing, and like I said, it's not fair to compare to a straight through muffler, but this on a bigger cubic inch engine will definitely limit your horsepower, and there'll be more back pressure and everything else. So for this application, what I'm working on, I think it'll be a good choice. Now let's face it, if a guy had a 302 or maybe even a naturally aspirated 347, this is probably still fine. It sounds good, and the price is amazing on these Jones exhaust full bore mufflers. But once you start making some serious horsepower, it's nice to make sure you have enough airflow. Well, we're going to put this last one on. I had some pretty ugly welding on here. This is a long time ago. So I kind of incorporated the bolt and the bracket into the hanger. So clean it up a bit. I am by no means a professional fabricator, and that's obvious to tell, but I like to just work on my car just like anybody else, and I think I'll be happy with the results. I can't wait to get these things on and see how that sounds. Well, let's get this installed. Once again, we have it idling at about 1,000 RPM. We'll go about 10 feet off to the side. Yeah, pretty close. close to the same decibel range as when we started. We'll see what it's like on the highway. It definitely doesn't sound as raspy as before, and of course for a straight through muffler I think it's actually still pretty quiet. Okay, we're at 60 miles an hour. We're definitely a few decibels less on the highway. It is a little bit quieter inside the car. So, what's our takeaway from this? Would I do it again? Definitely. I was kind of hoping that the car would be a little bit quieter. It is a couple decibels quieter, I feel, at cruising speeds on the highway. It's not as raspy for an exhaust note, but just I think for the performance standpoint, if we were to do a back-to-back dyno test, you know, let's face it, at 6,000 RPM or 5,500 RPM, I think the airflow on the Borla is going to, you know, it's a straight through muffler. It'll be much more superior. And with a larger displacement motor, you don't want to kill horsepower because of your mufflers. So I think on a smaller displacement engine, the full bore exhaust is just fine, depending on what sound you want. But I'm glad I went with the Borla Pro XS. Hope this gives you guys a bit of insight. Thanks for watching.